So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to draw a flower with you guys. And so we're going to start off with a smallish circle in the middle of our page. Smallish circle right here. It doesn't have to be a perfect circle. So just sketch that in there. And then from that smallish circle in the center, I'm going to draw kind of a bigger circle, just really lightly in pencil, so it's almost like drawing a giant donut. That bigger circle is going to help me figure out how far to draw those petals out to. Okay, so I'm going to darken it in a little bit because I know you guys can't see that, but on yours, just leave it nice and light so that you can erase it and it's just a guideline. Okay, so I've got two circles there. I'm going to go ahead and work with the center of my flower first. And I know that the center of my flower is not smooth. It's got lots of texture. So I'm going to start off by making some little lines going around in a circle in the center. And I'm going to make it pretty dark in the center. And then as I come away from the center, I'm going to spread those little marks out some more and lighten them up. And as I get to the edge, instead of leaving it that perfect circle shape, I'm going to draw an uneven line that kind of covers that up a little bit and makes it more natural. So do that with the center of your flower. Now the thing that people do when they make flowers like this that kind of makes them not look quite right is they draw every little bit of their flower perfectly shaped. And so we're going to do some perfectly shaped petals, but we're also going to do some that are kind of not so perfect. So I'm going to start off with a nice petal shape that's going to go all the way out to the outside edge of my circle. Okay? And I'll draw the other side. I'm going to draw a couple of texture lines in my petal. Some of you perfectionists, this is driving you crazy that I have one short and one long. But if you leave it that way, it's actually going to make your flower look better. Okay? If you don't always have everything perfectly even. Okay? On the next petal that I'm going to draw, instead of drawing it right up next to that one, I'm going to give a little bit of space between them. I know some of you are like, oh my gosh, you can't do that. Okay, this one's going to be shaped a little bit different than the first one. I'm not going to draw it perfect. I'm going to crunch that edge in a little bit. Okay, and once I do that, then I'm going to draw a couple of lines here. Okay, once I have that drawn, I'm going to go ahead and draw the next petal. And again, I'm going to leave some space between that one and the one next to it. And this one's going to go slightly outside of my circle, but that's okay. I just want to stick pretty close to that circle. So go ahead and sketch in your little lines. And we're just going to continue making petals around the outside. Some of my petals I might make a little bit messier than others. So on this one, I think I'm going to give it kind of a strange shape. Kind of like that. Just keep adding those petals. Okay, let's get focused. Okay. And I think I have room for about 2 more petals that I'm going to create. So on these last 2 petals, I'm going to do one that's kind of funny and it's not going to make it all the way to the edge. And then the other one I'm going to make kind of... Okay, so there's my flower start, okay? I'm going to go ahead and just add a bit of a darker line to those outside edges of my petals really quickly. I'm not done with this though. I still have more petals to draw. Okay, so now I want to go ahead and draw in some more petals. And I'm going to draw in another layer. So right behind these petals, right in between them, I'm going to create another layer of petals. So add in another layer of petals. Maybe over here these petals are kind of scrunched together like that. Okay, that looks like a pretty good daisy flower. So now what I'm going to do is erase my guideline, that circle that I had. And I'm going to start adding a little bit of shading. Okay, so now I just want to finish this up. I'm going to give it just a little bit of shading on this outside edge here and underneath for the center. And then I'm going to start adding some shading in between these petals on the front layer, just right there. Let it fade out as the petal starts to show better. So let that shading fade out. Here's another place where I've got some. And right here where I have this one that the petal folded over, I'm going to add just a little bit of shading right underneath that. So shade it dark at the center, fade it out as you come out. Okay, and I'm also going to go ahead and just add a little bit of shading where those petals connect on this. Particularly on this side and underneath. kind of like that. And then darken any lines that you need to emphasize. And if you want to, you can go ahead and add some other flowers in here. Maybe I'm going to draw what looks like another daisy going off the side of my page here so that I can make my drawing look a little more interesting. Maybe I want to draw some leaves in the background, do something interesting with it. You can decide how you want to finish this up. I'm just going to put a little bit of darkness under a few edges here. Then I think I'm finished. So I'm going to let you go ahead and finish up yours, and then I'm going to come around and see how you did.